Hello and good morning. Welcome to Meditation for Wisdom and Democracy. And our intention in coming here is to be present to the process, be present to the process of human choices. There's a lot of energy in our communal process in the United States right now, our democratic process. It's a very flawed system. It's kind of a brutal form of democracy where winner takes all. It has typically not been very peaceful. I mean, really, in some ways it has been, in some ways not, but right now it doesn't feel safe. It just doesn't feel on any side that people feel like they're safe, and everyone is ready to, is ready to resist or ready to push. Wow, birds are loud this morning. So we're here to meditate. Let's close the window. Wow, that blue jay is really ready to resist. Hey, by the way, yesterday's meditation was super quiet. I figured it out, I hope. So I hope that my sound levels are normal this morning. If anybody is listening and you want to post to me in the comments like, yeah, I can hear you, or no, you're still super quiet, it might help to know that. Actually, I see a setting here I maybe could adjust. Just want to make sure that I am not leaving anything out. Well, okay, I can see that my voice is coming through. I just don't know if it's coming through very loud. Anyway, here we are. And, I thought, somebody said something to me. Sound is good, better than yesterday. Great, excellent. Didn't want to put anybody through any strain trying to hear this process. So, I don't know, I kind of follow my nose through these meditations and follow my heart and just kind of see what comes up. Just a little bit about my own experience of meditation is I learned to meditate probably in a state of emotional and mental chaos at the age of 18, 17, actually started at 17. And at that time, I would describe my emotional life as this big kind of swirling process. My head and my heart didn't know how to speak to each other. And I just kind of had this understanding that I was either going to learn how to do it or this might all kind of just drive me nuts or kill me or something. Felt like an emergency. And it's really hard to learn to meditate in an emergency because you sit down and then, you start judging and evaluating how you're doing and panicking on the inside. I still remember those days really well. Like, am I doing this right? And what if I don't? And I was learning it in a religious context, so there was added pressure. Added pressure to perform, like the creator of the universe was just waiting for me to get it right, which I think is hilarious now. So, anyway, I tend to show up. I've been doing meditation of various types for over 40 years, I guess, and have found so much benefit from so many different perspectives. And this morning I'm thinking about Thich Nhat Hanh and how I don't know the whole story. I've never read a biography, but I do know enough to know that he's a Vietnamese Buddhist. And if you've never read his works, the one that I really love is Peace in Every Step. He also wrote a great book called Living Buddha, Living Christ, which is a really nice bridge building conversation about Buddhism and Christianity. Anyway, Thich Nhat Hanh Also a good friend of Thomas Merton's, who was a Catholic monk who died in Bangkok, attending an East-West dialogue. So I love the work of Thomas Merton. I've loved the work of 16th century mystics who really kind of offered us a wonderful phenomenology of meditative experience and practices. I've learned from some really amazing teachers. And one of the things that all of them have kind of expressed is that, you really do learn to meditate in chaos. You do learn to find your peace when all the pressure is on and when you don't know what you're doing and when it feels like everything's at stake. So I actually think this environment, Thich Nhat Hanh learned to meditate as a child and an adolescent in the Vietnam War. He was a Buddhist monk in the middle of Vietnam. There's a war raging around him in a small country. And that's where he learned to meditate. And that's why his experience and what he has to offer is so profound, because it's born in that place where no one's okay. And where it's hard to find that experience of, okay, I can feel myself here, and at least for now, in this moment, inside my own skin, and I'm okay. And that's where we can form an intention about how we want to live and what we want to align with. So I really have been thinking this morning about, even as I was waking up, I just kind of spent a few moments in awareness thinking about everybody is rushing off to their projects, and all the forces that are trying to take control of this country are getting at it. They're going for it this morning. Things are happening. And we can't deny that. We can't live in a bubble. We can't pretend that, I'm over here with my nirvana and everybody else is going crazy. No, we are in it together. And if we start from there, our meditation has a different meaning and a different experiential connection to reality, to the human reality. And so, right now, let's just begin our meditation today. Get my timer ready. Maybe we can start by thinking about the world waking up and all the busyness that started. And it's just waking up in this country. I mean, it's on the other side of the world, it's going to bed. But there's still so much intense, sometimes fear-based, angry, resentful, desperate activity starting. And would it be okay if we just hold that before we start our meditation, just kind of tune into, in a way, all of the difficulty of human nature, the stuff we read about, but let's hold it in a different way. Let's see if we can kind of attune to it. We are, as a collective, as a human community, we're suffering in so many ways and struggling. And some of it is completely nonsensical. It's like pursuing nothing vigorously. And creating a lot of misery, a lot of fear, a lot of competition, even a lot of violence. Right now as we speak. I mean, I know this all sounds grim, and I just think it's healthy to stay here for a minute. Right now, people are contemplating violence. Some people are contemplating self-harm. Some people are contemplating how to cheat, how to lie, how to steal. And letting all that go. We can begin. So letting all that go and coming to self, coming to my being right here in this moment. So feeling your being in this moment, just in a general way, in a really broad way. Seeing if it's possible for you to open up your awareness and take your unique individual being in just as it is. So being curious about how you're feeling, what you're sensing in your body, what your thoughts are, and noticing the sense of groundedness that comes when you pay attention to the state of your body just as it is, in a really open, general way. Finding the posture that feels relaxed, but also really present and alert. Maybe working with your backbone and your head to bring yourself to that. And then once again, taking yourself in this open, general way. And then when you're ready, shifting your focus from that, gently narrowing your focus to your belly as you breathe. So bringing as much awareness as you can without straining. It's not about trying hard. To the sensations of breath that occur in your belly as it expands on the in-breath and contracts on the out-breath. One breath at a time. If the mind wanders, that's okay. It can even play on in the background while you're here tuning into each breath flowing in your belly. Your thoughts as important as cars passing by outside or as important as a distant bird. And then seeing if it's possible for you on the next in-breath to imagine that breath filling your whole body. Every interior and every extreme of the outside of your body is filled and emptied with each breath. And you find yourself paying attention to your body and your breath as one flowing experience. And for a little while of silence, keeping your attention there as best you can. And if you get pulled away, just coming back over and over to the body and the breath. And if you wish, you can be mindful of this exchange that occurs in each breath, taking in what the world gives you as you breathe in, and then letting go, letting be as you breathe out, giving back to the world. It's this wonderful, effortless exchange of what's needed. You may notice that that resonates in your heart in a certain way. This is your connection to the world giving you each breath and everything that's needed in that breath. And you letting go and giving back. Each in-breath, a new gift, and each out-breath, a return. And I'd like to move forward in this meditation to something even more profound. And if you don't feel like going there, don't. Just stay with your breath. But what would it be like if we could imagine that each time we breathe in, we're accepting the world just as it is. We have no choice but to receive from the world what's needed. So each breath we're taking in the full beauty of the world. And in a way, we're receiving all the distress that's there. And this aligns with the place in us that wants to know how our fellow humans are doing. And if they're not doing well, we take that in. We call that compassion. We also take in their beauty and their dignity and their hopes. And in our out breath, there's a response, an exchange. And I'd like to encourage you to center that in your heart today. So on your in-breath, breathing in your connection and receiving this breath from the world just as it is, with all of its beauty and all of its difficulty. And on the out-breath, through your heart, giving back the compassion you have to offer. And seeing if it's possible for you to enter into that exchange. And again, if this is not where you want to go, stay with your breath. If you enter into this exchange, just be with that in silence for the next 2 or 3 minutes as you breathe. Remembering you don't have to make it feel any certain way. Just bringing mostly awareness with a tiny bit of intention and clarity. And seeing what happens. You've done a wonderful practice. So letting go gradually of all of that intention, all of those words, all of that awareness, just letting it be, letting it go, and returning to a simple awareness of your body and your breath. knowing that you carry within yourself this gift of exchange. It's our deepest and highest human nature to receive life and to give back. And carry that in every breath. So I just want to say thank you for joining me. And, these kinds of meditations where we're seeking to cultivate a sense of compassion and connection, um, it's really important to be with the experience without judging or trying to force it. You might consider it like the attitude of a first date. You're just there to be curious and find out, who's this person? I know it's a weird metaphor, but it's really kind of this, that's another way of saying beginner's mind, which is a Buddhist principle, which is we don't try to be experts. We don't try to do it right. We just try to show up and learn and open up. And so we don't want to judge or force an outcome in our process. I really appreciate this opportunity to connect. It's very helpful to me. It's nice to know that a few people are tuning in. And if you feel like this could help somebody, encourage somebody, please share it with anybody you wish. All right? We'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye.